I'll need like a refresher on how this game flows as
Yep.
we
Well,
go,
it'll be good to refresh the audience as well.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good point.
I've got the rule book with me as well. Should I just dropped a bunch of cards that we aren't using?
Welcome back to Bros in the Landfill, the only show that drops a whole bunch of cards we're not using.
Don't you mean booze in a landfill because it's Halloween?
Oh shit!
Hell fucking yeah.
Well,
so
technically, it's a couple days before Halloween, but who gives a fuck?
I mean, it's the Halloween time episode.
It sure is. We're not doing a creepypasta reading this year, suckers.
No, we're doing something even more fun. So earlier this year, we played a little game called Icarus. Go check out that episode. Wacky shenanigans, but essentially, the idea is you have this utopia society, and it crumbles. And during that process, we're building a tower, bad events are happening, and who knows what craziness will happen other than the obvious scenario of the tower falling and we all dying, or whatever.
Right, it's
funny that you mentioned dying.
Yes, so, for this round of, Icarus, we're doing a Halloween themed. We're living in a society of necromancers who use the undead as their servants. Yes.
I really wanted a little musical sting right there, but I don't own an organ.
So
my keyboard is all the way in the other room.
So
Lame.
We're gonna go through our characters and describe the strength and or weakness that they represent within the society, and what our role is in the story. So let's start with Lunch.
Oh, I thought we were going to start with Trybien to, get established for what we want to structure our fucking explanations.
No, fuck this. There's no structure. Just Lunch. Describe your character. What strength they represent, and
All right, my
what
character is Judy Knockneck, and she is a legislator. So she represents the strength of law in this society. She wants to make it illegal to treat your zombie slave like a pet. So you're not allowed to call it Scruffy or even Gerald, or anything other than slave 1, slave 2. She doesn't think you should be able to give it treats or bow ties or anything like that. And the law that's already been passed by her is the law that when people die in this town, they're just submitted to the local stash of bodies to be necromanced. So you don't get to pick and choose your zombie or randomly assigned ones. So to reduce the chances of you having your brother or uncle as a zombie slave, because that would sow unrest in the society. So that's a strength.
Yeah, it would be weird to have your grandma suddenly tending the fields.
Yeah. So do you want to describe what your role is and why exactly Judy is doing this?
My role
I thought we already said that.
Is a legislator.
Oh, right.
Well, no. What I'm saying is your motive. So what is Judy's motive? So
her motive is to make it illegal to treat your zombie like.
Yeah, I know.
So that
okay,
hasn't been passed yet. So she's trying to
okay, I was talking about the motive card. Lunch's motive card is to protect the leaders.
Oh, my bad.
That's what I was talking. That's what I was talking about.
Sorry, cut that last bit. My my role is to protect the leaders by keeping society together with these laws, is the idea.
Yeah, because obviously you don't want people being like, oh shit, maybe it is wrong to be bringing the dead back alive and then rioting and then attacking.
Then they will become less complacent.
Yeah. And then they'll probably murder and turn the legislatures into zombies themselves.
Yeah, it'd be like a whole thing. But, hopefully nothing like that happens.
Yeah, that'd be horrible. What about you, Tar? Give us your character.
My character is named Peter Gordon, and he's a very spooky man with a pumpkin for a head, and he rides a flaming horse. He runs a zombie plantation in charge of efficient pumpkin harvests because, as it turns out, The buildings in this town are not very good. They are made from pumpkins and animal bones because it's spooky Halloween town.
Ooh.
Very spoopy.
And he wants he wants the efficient pumpkin harvest so that the buildings may be frequently renovated because they need to be renovated frequently.
Yeah, pumpkins do rot. I can confirm that.
Why we haven't invested in lemon juice is beyond me, but...
Oh, but you know what? The lemon juice might break down the zombies. Who knows?
That's true.
Everyone knows that zombies are allergic to citrus, and that's canon.
Write that down.
Yes.
Yes, my character's motive is to preserve the city.
Nice. So my character is named Mail Zippy. He is the chief postman who is in charge of the zombie post, and his goal is to protect the citizens by, and I quote, making the zombie post more efficient to better inform the public. So, like, you know, sometimes sometimes like there's important news that needs to be passed around, or like new laws are passed, or there's an emergency. So, like, by making the zombie post more efficient, that news will go faster, and the people will be better informed and better
it's
able
a good thing that zombies are well known for being very fast.
Yes. And in fact, that's one of the strengths. Like, that's the strength he represents. So my strength card was communication. This Icarus of necromancers have a really robust mail system that is run by zombies. Because zombies can go through rain, snow, sleet, hail. They can protect the mail within their own orifices, assuming it's wrapped up properly.
There's never been an appealing use of the word orifice.
No, you're absolutely correct.
It's intrinsically disgusting.
Yes, I completely agree.
All right.
So I think that covers. Actually, no. Finally, we have the tower. So the key gimmick of Icarus is that they're building a tower, and that tower is going to build throughout the game, and then it's eventually going to collapse. So the tower in this game of Icarus is based off of social structure. But what social structure would there be with the city of zombies? Well, obviously, the people of Icarus revere becoming a zombie and becoming servitude and like living out their afterlife, bettering the state, kind of like some weird religious cult, you know. So
I feel like suicide rate would be quite high in this town if that's the case.
You'd be surprised, but here's what I think. I think there's a prime age where
that makes sense. Where you're at the peak of your life, all of your organs are in their best condition.
Well, it's like you have to live long enough to be able to reproduce and raise your children.
That's true.
And then you get to a point where you're old enough where your children can take care of themselves, but you're still in peak condition, and then you just give your life for the cause.
That's true. Okay, that's a good workaround.
Yeah, they also have a robust social systems and helplines and whatnot.
So I'm thinking this tower that's being built is specifically
call suicide hotline to get a call saying it's too soon.
Yeah, exactly.
I was actually thinking like the reverse, where like it's this monument where people go to like at the quote unquote end of their lives to give their lives to become zombies.
And I'm sure there's a lot of bureaucracy there.
Oh, absolutely. Like, be like, you haven't had enough kids yet to do. To give your
life. It has to be efficient.
You know, it's like, it is a big what's the word? Assisted suicide tower, where they let people who have met the required conditions become zombies. And it's a big tower to remind everybody that this is where their life's going to lead them, and that this is the good place to go, or something.
Yeah, that's why it has a giant bull skull at the top of it.
Oh, exactly. That's actually awesome.
And it's made from pumpkins.
That's true. It has to be.
Yes. That's why it's going to fall.
Yeah,
Yep.
that seems like a pretty obvious setup right there. All right, is that all we need to know?
We're stacking
Okay, yep.
pumpkins.
Yep. So now I revealed the top 2 cards of the deck, and we answer the questions, and we make story card. Well, we make aspects cards based off of them. So so we've entered the cracks of our facade. There are talks of a terrible storm headed towards the city.
This
What
is the
kind of
first one
storm
we
is-
got for the last one.
Yeah, I shuffled the cards. I don't know what to say. Like, I shuffled the cards and I took 5 cards from the other one. I don't know what to say. Like, shit happens. And I've played games since then, so like this is just some karmic bullshit.
Okay, so a storm's
Okay,
coming.
So a storm's coming. What kind of storm is it, and how are people preparing? Because holy shit, we have shitty architecture.
That is true.
Yeah, I think it can just be a normal storm. And we're like, fuck! Go, the pumpkins will grow very well.
As well, if it's rain, we probably if it's rain, we probably wouldn't have too much to worry about because LOL plants. That's what Pokemon taught me that.
Okay, well, let's say it's a thunderstorm. Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening.
That is true. Lightning is very frightening. Me, Galileo.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So actually, if that were the case, we might want it to be a snowstorm.
that'd be
Because then, zombies don't like cold, do they? Well, if our zombies can deliver mail through snow, it doesn't matter too much.
think about it this way. Like, even if they can travel through the snow, just treading through the snow is going to slow them down.
Yes, which will harm the efficiency of the postal service, which means your
And
mail will have to...
plants don't grow well in
Yes.
cold environments. A
So,
snowstorm
like,
is definitely the best to come. Winter's coming early this year, folks.
Yeah.
All right, snowstorm.
Yeah. So which one of you guys want to type that up? Or I can type it up. I don't care.
You can type it up.
Okay. So let's do a snowstorm. Storm is coming in. How are we preparing for that?
How are we preparing for that? How can we prepare for that? Well, I mean, my dude's okay. I ride a flaming horse.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that is true.
Well, I guess maybe he wants to, like, when the snow's coming, he wants to kind of ride laps just around town and hope that his heat just increases the general warmth.
How
level
big
in
is
the
our
air.
town?
I mean, it's a utopia, so who knows?
How fast is the horse?
The horse, I mean, it's a horse. Horses are fast.
Yeah,
That is true.
I think you should do that. Humorously leaving the pumpkin farm unattended.
So yes.
Is there something I can do about the pumpkin farm?
I mean,
Where is the pumpkin farm in relation to the rest of the city?
I mean, here's an idea. So we've established that there's a fire horse, and we
Yes.
know that this is a society of like people who can use magic. Why wouldn't they just have like some sort of like fire or heat magic they could use as well?
That is true.
The fire magic, it has to come from the budget, you know.
No, but well, assuming like they have like a winter every year, so obviously they have some precautions, but like it's more of it's not like this perfect solution.
Yeah, because it never is.
Well, I mean, if they're necromancers, theoretically, all of their magic comes from messing with the dead. So, therefore, their raw materials for the fire would be related to the dead.
There isn't really any part of the human body that burns very well.
The soul?
Okay.
Oh shit! Soulfire?
Soulfire.
All right. So
They begin stocking. They begin stocking up on souls for Soulfire.
okay, so we need to start like killing people or sacrificing people, but they
Well, I mean, presumably we harvest the soul as well when we go to the tower to get fucking murdered for.
Yeah, but they only stock up enough for the winter. If this is an early winter storm.
Well, here's a question: do the zombies have their souls?
I would imagine no, because that's kind of what makes them zombies.
Also, you have to remember that they're like under some enchantments.
Okay. All right. So
when
people
all of the so hang on. So does all of the souls that come from everyone dying in a single year only provide enough fuel to get us through one winter?
That's probably you're probably right. I think that less than them stocking up, they start preparing to use the soul fire. Like
because I feel like if we don't harvest all of the souls, that just leads to a lot of wasted potential.
Yeah, you're right. So I would say like that they start like making the preparations to like have like the soul fire incinerators or whatever around.
So do we just get like bottled souls?
Yeah, like they start they sure.
We can buy grandma.
Right, so the souls of the dead are they're inside these little jars. And so they're technically still out there. And you preserve them by squeezing a little bit of lemon juice into the jar every month.
You're right.
That's why we don't use lemon juice on the buildings.
Yeah, also zombies are allergic.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to be very careful when you drive in the giant lemon truck when it's time to start preparing the souls to be ready to be turned into fireballs later.
I love it.
So the storm's coming and it's earlier than expected, and so we don't have.
So they have to rush.
We have to rush the soul process.
Yeah, but they have to rush getting this like all the soul bottles out and like having like the soul burners where they need to be, especially for the crops and whatnot.
Where do you install a soul burner in a pumpkin house?
Well, think of it, it's like a portable thing. You don't need to plug anything in.
Oh, it's a portable. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to plug anything in. You just put the soul in it, and you do how about a boo boo boo? It's on fire.
Yeah, how about a baba boo boo? That's the words.
Yes. So the next store card is an outside force has come to negotiate. An outside force has come to the city to negotiate a deal. Who are they, and what do they want?
Those damn Apollonians.
Don't be silly. That's the opposite side of the world.
That is true.
That's in the other hemisphere of the Bros in the Landfill connected universe.
So if we think about it this way, like we like clearly like our Icarus, it's sort of like the slave mecca of the world, because we're able to just make an endless supply of servants with no souls.
Right. So people must like purchase slaves off of us.
Yes.
Okay.
So the only possible solution is that the people are from the North Pole.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Halloween versus Christmas time,
Christmas
baby. You know you want to see it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
right, because the elves aren't fast enough. Santa's running behind schedule.
Is he?
Requires zombie slaves.
Does Santa require zombie slaves, or does Santa not like the fact that we use zombie slaves?
No, I think he requires zombie slaves. The elves aren't moving fast enough.
Yeah, well, like he can't keep up with like the expansion of the population over the
So, yeah, here's something else to consider. Santa's used to living in the north. Maybe he could say, "Hey, some of my elves who are used to work in the cold can come, or maybe I can let you use some of my reindeers to come and help.
So like, let's swap. Like,
Only
get
if
some
I can set them on
zombies.
fire.
Yes.
And you take some of my elves. Okay. That's a plot development. I love this. I'm
We're just
actually
writing Nightmare
excited.
Before Christmas, the alternate universe.
Yes, I love it.
I think. I don't know. I forget if Nightmare Before Christmas was a Halloween story or a Christmas story.
Why not both? It's a Kingdom Hearts story.
Egads, man!
Okay. So now we move on to the actual turns.
Where's our fucking text box?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't click away. So here now we're actually on our turns. So we start with the weakness. First, Tar, you get to choose one of the two stories that you want to change. Just drag your name over to it.
So let's see.
You don't need to give too much detail now, since you're going to do the
so
rolls after the turn.
This is something that I want to change, correct? This is something that I want to change?
Yes, this
like
is
an
this
action
is
you
a-
want to take in that.
Yeah, an action
Yeah.
I want to
Direction.
take. So, snowstorm is coming that will affect agriculture. Begin preparing to use Soulfire. I don't really think that I can't really affect the snowstorm at all, which sucks because it's really affecting me.
Really, but
Um,
you're the guy with the flaming horse. I feel like you'd
That
be
is
involved
true.
with Soulfire somehow.
That is true. Peter probably is an expert in Soulfire.
Oh, definitely. I
Yeah.
mean, he's got a flaming horse.
How do you think I keep that thing going?
And then after you choose which one of those, I flip over a story card for you, and then you have to answer that question. A wave of crime is spreading through the city.
Oh shoot!
What
I didn't say what I wanted to do about it
you
because I don't know.
You can decide that's something that you say after the fact. Like,
Oh,
'cause that might
okay.
change. Yeah, at the end of the turn, we do all of our action rolls. You just get to choose which one you want to change,
my
Okay.
bad.
or
I
take an
explained
action
that wrong.
within. So a wave of crime is spreading through the city. What is it, and what group is being blamed for it?
Ooh, wave of crime. What? So the only law we really know is that you can't. Is everything preventing attachment to your zombie slaves?
Oh, so someone must be holding on to their.
Well, okay, so that's the only thing we know. We can expand on it a little bit. We
That's
can make
also
up a
true.
new law. So let's see here. So snowstorm is coming. Xanta requires zombie slaves. Is there anything we can do off of those?
Maybe
Gosh, I
people
wish
are
I was-
withholding their corpses from the government.
That is maybe, but why would they do that? And why?
Because they want to burn them for warmth.
But we already have their souls. Their souls are flammable. Their bodies really aren't.
Damn it! You bring up excellent points in the rationality of my plan. Well, okay. Here's the thing, right? The soul fire goes to the government as well. Like the government decides how to use the soul fire, and maybe people are like, well, I don't know how to extract soul fire, but like it's not going to go towards me specifically, and I need to warm my kids, so I'm gonna burn grandma.
Poor grandma.
Oh, zombie vandalism.
Zombie vandalism.
Right, like graffitiing on people's zombies, or
Well, or setting zombies on flame because people don't understand the process of it being the souls.
yeah, maybe they're trying to like basically create soul fire out of desperation because they're panicking.
Except if we're all necromancers in this society, I feel like everybody kind of knows how soul
But then-
fire works.
Is everyone a
sure?
necromancer though? Like
I mean, it says right there, Society of Necromancers.
Yeah, but that's something that you have to train up, obviously, and clearly there's going to be some people who don't um pass
So we're blaming the poor.
we're blaming the untalented necromancers. So the poor.
yeah,
Okay,
it's
sure. Yeah, so the necromancers lacking in skill are setting their zombies on fire because they don't really understand how soulfire works.
yes.
Yeah.
And they're scared
All right.
because the
That-
cold is
because that's-
fucking deadly.
Well, something else to consider is Soulfire is going to be a high level skill because that's not something the government's going to just want anybody to be able to make, because they want people to turn in the bodies, but with the souls. But if everybody knows how to make Soulfire, it's like, oh, then they just extract the souls, make the Soulfire themselves, and the government can't ration it.
Yes, this is making sense.
All right, I'm trying to.
I mean,
Okay, so Soulfire, a high level skill.
set a man's grandmother's soul on fire, and he is warm for a day, etc. Jimanda said
So we're basically laundering Soulfire.
I guess so. I guess that's the word.
Is that what we want to go with?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sorry, I couldn't really pay attention to Trybien's explanation of what's going on because I was trying to get things organized.
Yeah, the only thing that I was saying is that the government will want to ration Soulfire, so it's going to be an art that is left to the highest rung of the necromancers. Because if anybody can use Soulfire, the government can't ration it.
So
maybe it's illegal to. I'm adding too many elements. Never mind.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe it's less about skill, and maybe it's just illegal to create Soulfire if it's not your job.
If you're not licensed for it.
Yeah,
but that's the same thing. If you're not licensed for it, you haven't been trained for it either.
Yeah, because of regulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Soulfire, a high level skill, is being laundered by who?
The elves that have come to work.
I don't
seems complicated.
think that's.
I think it's fine. I mean, I think we can say those who like the lower class people of the society who don't have fucking I'd just say like common folk that don't trust the government to protect them. Could be anybody.
It could be Lunchbillion.
I don't fucking live here. It's cold.
Soulfire, a high level skill, is being laundered by the common folk. That doesn't make sense.
I would say on the black market.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
and the poor untalented are being blamed.
So Soulfire, high level skill, is being taught in the black market, but blamed on the lower class setting their zombies on fire.
Burning zombies.
Yeah. And then we connect that, right?
Yeah, then you connect that from the snowstorm.
Oh shit, that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Okay, let's go. Lunch, you're next.
Okay, well, I guess I want to affect okay. So there's a zombie slaves thing for Santa.
Gosh, I feel so bad that I'm not good at thinking creatively and quickly at the same time.
Well, that's kind of the fun of it. Like sometimes it's like
We're tying
sometimes
ourselves in knots, and I think it's kind of fun.
yeah.
Okay, let's see. The offers that Icarus uses elves and reindeer to help in the winter storm. Okay, so Judy is just against this entirely,
I believe it.
because she doesn't trust the Christmas spirit elves to not treat zombies well.
Like
To
people?
treat zombies well. Yeah, to not treat zombies well. And that could lead to the downfall of society.
Ah, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. And your card is, what controversial part of Icarus culture do surrounding nations not agree with or share?
Oh, there you go.
I wonder.
It's right there. Santa's folk and kind and ilk believe in treating workers with love and respect. Not necessarily with money, but with love and respect. So it's a it's a bit of culture shock. So I guess I'll make a square, right?
Yep.
Christmas folk from the North Pole believe zombies should be treated nicely and have human rights. Except
Have elf rights.
Yeah, elf
Yes.
rights, because that's a very big difference.
So interestingly, I'm gonna actually also go on to Lunch's one, because I think the postmaster is gonna see a great opportunity in the use of reindeer to improve his zombie post
True.
his
So we're in conflict.
operation. Yes.
I'm like the thread of society, and you're like, yes, but the post office.
Yes, exactly. And it's natural for Judy to not trust other people in other nations because other nations fucking hate us for a zombie.
Yeah,
our
Judy
zombie.
seems like a real stick in the mud.
Let's
Fucking
see.
Judy.
She seems like a real Debbie Downer.
Ooh, an unpopular subculture within the city is holding a festival, and some members of the community have shown up to shut it down. What is a subculture, and why is it looked down upon? Well, I don't know. Well, if we have zombies that aren't necessarily supposed to be loved,
I fucking knew we were.
I think it only makes sense that we have a subculture of people that like to dress up and treat their zombies like friends and people, you know?
Okay.
It's a zombie right activists.
I thought we were gonna get
ZRAs.
slightly more deviant.
I mean, zombie. I'm pretty sure zombie right activists have some of their deviant extremists within their midst.
Okay, so there's two different groups that probably want to. Okay, so man, Judy Knockneck's got her work cut out for her. Got to pass this law.
So this is fun. So the zombie right activists engage in protests and deviant behaviors in public. The government and zombie police try to shut it down.
Right, zombie police.
I mean, the government's not going to do the policing themselves.
So or are they like the IZP, the Icarus Zombie
Sure.
Police?
Yes, exactly. Oh, it's an Icarus Zombie Police Agency. ISPA.
Oh shit! It's the ISPA.
Now that we've all taken a turn, that's right. Now we've all taken a turn. We get to make our rules. Tar, what action does your character want to take? What does success look like for you?
Oh, shit. Well, let's see here. So, my dude is trying to affect the snowstorm, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So the snowstorm is coming. So prepare to use soul fire. So the reason why I gave him a horse is so that he can move very quickly from zombie to zombie to make sure that everything is going well.
Yes, like a good slave owner.
Yes, of course. um,
So, yes, you said that your character,
yes, I want to try to do something about all that snow and cold that's going to be coming in. Do I even have to do anything? Because I'm going to provide heat passively on my horse.
well, I mean, that's the sort of other thing too. Is like, what sort of things could you do? Like, even like make preparations for it to make it like a.
That is a good question. Well, okay, so the harvest season probably just came by.
Yes.
So, except there's no way we could have known it. We could have planned for the snowstorm in advance.
Yeah, because it's coming early in the season.
Gosh. Again, I hate how slow I am at creative thinking.
No, it's
Okay.
okay. That's it. Well, let's think about this. Like, you've got your character with like, you've got all these zombies that are going to be moving slow in the fields. It's end of the harvest season, so there's still
End of the
things that-
harvest season, so there's a lot.
Yeah, so there's a lot that still need to be harvested, but the snow's going to slow things down to affect the crop.
Yeah.
We know we have this soul fire.
We know,
But
which is
does it, like,
presumably how I power my horse.
however, consider this. If your fields are quite large and you don't have a lot of time, you need to get all the you need to make sure you get all the soul fire.
So maybe the workers have maybe the zombie workers. Maybe I can equip the zombie workers with the soul fire furnaces and just like strap them to their backs.
Yeah.
Oh.
That way it keeps the zombies warm, but if they're moving around the fields with those on, it'll keep the field warm.
Except I'm a little bit worried that the crops are all going to be burned down. So I guess that's what's going to happen if I fail.
Yeah,
Well, but
okay.
that's why-
That's the die we're rolling then.
Yeah.
We're doing things in a non-regulation way.
And it failed.
Oh no, the
All right,
pumpkins!
fields are on fire. Fields are on fire.
Whoa, this is fucking terrible.
Hope the snow can put it out. All right.
What do we need pumpkins for?
Houses.
Shit!
So where would I put that off of? I would probably branch that off of the snowstorm again, wouldn't I?
Yes.
I'm going to move all of these around so I can put up another text
There we
box. Attached to Peter's plantation workers. Set the fields ablaze.
That's fucking terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty awful. I wonder if lunch is going to make things any worse. And also, we got the first block on the tower.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay, lunch.
I want to show up at the next kind of town hall meeting, and just talk mad shit about Santa and his elves.
Trying to convince people to not.
Yeah, like, you know, they're
Just-
outsiders,
just
they're
not.
interlopers. We shouldn't be working with them.
And
Because-
and that tragically failed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you've got like a 1 in 3 chance of landing
Hang
on
on,
success.
hang on. I just want to say, Halloween is the lone bastion stopping Christmas from spreading to the rest of the year.
Yes.
Apparently, I might have been a bit too vitriolic with my.
You pulled a classic politician move, and was so vitriolic that you made yourself look like the bad guy.
Right. Okay.
This is why I can't just
attempts to discredit and defame Santa and his elves at a town hall meeting. Seems so unhinged. It's frankly memeable, and the public end up liking the Christmas folk. Supporting the Christmas folk, I guess, is probably more the term. All right. Let's put an arrow. All right.
Excellent. So that was something. Okay. So now I'm trying to go ahead and I need to take try to already like people are already like, yeah, Santa's pretty cool. I'm going to try to convince Santa to make a deal where we can like have like regular use of the reindeers, or like buy reindeers for him so we can use them during the seasons, like the winter season, you know. Like trying to build a trust relationship with Santa. So it's like, hey, you know, it'd be great if my zombie post could like have reindeers, you know.
So my failure is actually kind of your success.
But the people only just trust Santa more, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You have to nail this.
Actually, that was a success too. So
hey,
I swear that was a genuine success. I'm not pulling any bullshit. So
I'll believe you this once. You're not allowed another success.
I agree. It would be pretty bullshit if that was the case. So Mail convinces Santa to have a reindeer deal. Mail convinces Santa to let them use reindeers year round.
Dude, nice.
Except now we need to feed the reindeer, so I need to work my fields harder.
We're licensed. Like, so it's like it's like a big licensing deal. So like it's.
Oh, it comes with supplies.
Yeah, so like we are offering them zombies year round, and we're getting reindeers and the supplies to take care of the zombie. Like,
yeah, well, it's only fair because the zombies don't need supplies, you know.
That's true. But we need supplies for our necromancers.
So
yeah.
So this is the funny thing. It's like, and this is probably the oversight, is that Santa and crew are going to be treating the zombies pretty well, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
We already know that they dislike how we treat them.
Sowing the seeds of discontent.
Yeah, so like, it's just a shame that they don't have any souls, because we use those for soul fire. But that might come back and bite the government in the ass at some point. Anyways, we're back to so I don't think we need to replace any of these things or remove any of them. So I'm gonna say, Tar, what's your next move?
Okay, so my fields are in fucking danger.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is some real Robert Dinger.
You have one job.
Poor Ronald Dinger. F in the chat.
Yeah.
So Peter Gordon, though, what is he going to do? So what can I do? What can the field master do? So the fields are ablaze. We're probably going. So the fields are ablaze. This is during the big harvest season. So how much do we have? Like, how much of the harvest do we have, and how much do we have to go?
Well, if this is the back half of the harvest, like the end of the harvest, it means we've probably got like. See, I don't know like how fast pumpkins, but like pumpkin patches seem to be a lot, so we probably already have a lot of stock, but it's still a big loss to lose the stuff that's in the fields already, because we constantly.
And the thing is like this isn't just food. This is buildings.
And this isn't just fire. This is soul fire.
That's true. Right. So how does soul fire interact with plant matter? Does it have a special interaction, or is it just like regular fire?
Well, it's still producing heat, so therefore it's going to have that heat response.
Yeah.
I feel like it's soul fire, so it's so potent that like it's making the soil like less fertile next time.
Like it's breaking down like the like where usually like ash would be good for like stuff.
Oh, that's true. If we're burning souls, that won't leave any material behind, so there won't be any ashes.
Yeah, like well, they'll be like the ashes of the
Well, ashes of the plants.
The plants, yeah. I mean, I guess that's what you could do. It's like if you're seeing that these all these plants are dying, you're trying to scrape up what you can and like maybe like make fertilizer out of stuff for the next season.
I guess. And also the zombies are all completely fine, of course. Yes. Like we said, flesh. The human bodies don't burn very well.
Yeah, well, this is soul fire, so like the soul, it's sourced from the human body.
The source is from. I don't think that matters.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna cut our losses and make sure we have good fertilizer for next season, I suppose.
I mean, if you can make bigger, better pumpkins next season, that's more of a win.
Aren't bigger pumpkins less structurally sound?
That is a very good question.
Because, like, I've seen some big-ass pumpkins, and they're all, like, caved in on themselves.
Well,
like the pumpkins that are grown for competitions that you have to wheelbarrow around. How many of those are like well shaped?
Well, I guess it just means we're gonna need bigger bones too.
That is true. Mm-hmm. And the fire. Well,
so we're gonna have to start killing the reindeers.
That is true. Reindeer. When the reindeer. Okay, so when the reindeer become old and. When the reindeer become old and disserviceable, we can have them slaughtered too, and use their bones to help prop up our houses. We're recycling like that.
Here's something you're not considering is that like if the pumpkin is too large and not structurally sound, like it's not like they only have to use the pumpkins for architecture. They could easily use non-sound pumpkins for food.
That is true.
Okay, so what we're doing is trying to improve, trying to make sure that there's good fertilizer.
Yeah,
for next year, and it's just
not new. Either new fertilizer for next year, or maybe we can, start harvesting some reindeer that are not quite of service anymore. I think I like the second one better.
Yeah, you also want to make sure you get like whatever seeds you can, so you can use those seeds for next season.
That's true.
Because that's a lot of crop loss. Like if you don't have all the seeds.
All right. Well,
that's true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We should focus. I should focus my efforts on my own.
That's very responsible. Peter Gordon's a good guy.
I am the field master for a reason.
Yep.
I don't care if the rest of Icarus
And also,
burns.
I may or may not need a new head after this.
True.
We are now in the rifts between us. Tar, an outside force tries to invade the city. Who are they? What is the purpose of the invasion, and what is their plan?
Okay, so we're on good terms with the Christmas people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're on good terms with the Christmas people, so
The Thanksgiving people are coming after us.
Yeah, we don't give thanks to our dead. We put them to work.
Right. So of course they'd hate us.
Well, except if we revere the honor of dying, then maybe we do give thanks.
Well, that is true. Well, I was thinking, what about the Valentine's Day people? Because we're not showing love to our loved ones. We're putting them to work.
Right.
Again, we revere the honor of dying and becoming a zombie servant.
Yeah, but that means if the Valentine's people are all about love and till death do us part, they're not cool with people killing themselves early to become a servant that is then separated from their original person by law.
That is true. I think the Valentine's Day people would take issue with the forced separation of family members.
The Poly Army are coming after us.
Cupid's army.
He's seen one too many
archers
partners torn apart working in different fields.
All right, so I'm gonna expand this.
So I didn't mean to steal your prompt. I just like the idea of an army of some random ass holiday that doesn't even have much lore. Just showing.
Okay, so how are we doing this? St. Valentine's Army takes issue with the treatment of zombie workers and so what is the hang on, can you read the prompt again for me?
The prompt is: an outside force tries to invade the city. Who are they, and what is the purpose of the invasion, and what's their plan?
Okay. So who are they? They're St. Valentine's Army. Takes issue with the treatment of zombie workers. Takes issue with being taken from their loved ones early. Invade the city with a band of archers.
Nice.
Excellent.
Okay, so where's that one? So I'm gonna actually connect that to the ZRAs.
Ooh. I like it.
Because I feel like those two are gonna be working together.
Yes, that makes sense.
All right, there we go. We're finding some grip on this fucking plot.
Yes. Very gripping. Now, Mr. Lunchbillion, how are you gonna respond to this?
There's so many problems.
There's so many shenanigans, and you can only get.
There is a lot to attach yourself.
This is the world of politics, my friend.
God damn.
There's so many problems that you can only really focus on one. At a time.
Okay. I think I'll follow suit with Tar and try and stick with my initial problem to see if I can help rather than I guess it's a bit of a sunk cost fallacy focusing on this, but I'm gonna try and dig up dirt on Santa Claus. I'm gonna send my
So wait a minute.
trusted
So
kind
Judy doesn't like Santa. Judy doesn't like Saint. Does Judy like anything going on here?
Well, Judy doesn't trust outsiders fucking with her culture. And
Okay,
I
fair
tried.
enough.
She tried to defame Santa earlier, and it didn't work because she just seemed unhinged, and people made fun of her. So she's trying to find some genuine dirt on Santa Claus so that she can try and at least turn public support against the alliance with Christmas. That's the goal. But I guess you have to give me.
I like how you two are fighting and I'm just doing my own thing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds like a very Tar character thing to do.
Well, he takes his job seriously. Oh, I guess I am too, but I just happen to be. All right, so you have to give me a new problem, right? Before we know if that succeeded.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
So what's...
that's a. So your card is lunch is a valuable resource used commonly within the city is completely gone.
Fuck.
What is it? What was it used for? And what are the citizens doing to get their hands on the last of it?
Soulfire?
Yeah, I could either see Soulfire or pumpkins, whatever.
Well, okay, except Soulfire is being taught on the black market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But because it's being taught on the black market, does it also mean that the souls are being used up quicker?
yeah, I'm thinking maybe like because it's not being rationed by the government, like people are just like, getting their hands on it willy nilly and just using it in kind of short sighted ways. So there's definitely at least a huge shortage. So I think that's the best way to.
Wait a minute, if it's being rationed by the government, how did Peter get the furnaces?
He's hired by the government.
Well, yeah. You have to remember that the pumpkin.
Okay,
is, like,
so
super important.
Peter's work is being subsidized by Judy.
Yeah, of course, because like
The
that is their
society
architecture
relies on pumpkins. His job's very important.
Yeah.
And I don't think he would have
That
a
is
flaming
true.
horse if he was not like a person of importance.
Also,
That's
I'm pretty
true.
I'm pretty sure Judy's pretty afraid of getting on his bad side.
I mean,
He is a pretty scary man.
Yeah.
all right. So, I'll just add another box at the top saying that without being properly rationed by the government, soulfire is becoming increasingly rare, dangerously rare.
Yeah, because it's not something that they can just make. It's like whenever somebody dies, and they have to be careful about how much is being used when. Because there's only so many lives at any time, and that's a resource that takes quite a while for someone to get to. Like imagine like anywhere from 40 to 60 years, depending on the health of a person. Like that's a long time to wait for a single resource.
Yes.
That is true. But it's not like it's 40 to 60 years between every use. There are a lot of people dying.
Yes,
There's about to be
Of
more
course.
when the fucking archers attack.
but
That's
but
true.
But my point more so was that that once it's used up, it's a lot harder to restock.
Okay, let's put that there, and I'll stick an arrow. All right. So my goal is to send my friend Pablo to I don't know why. Yeah, my friend Pablo to dig up dirt on Santa Claus.
So, Lunch, just so you know, you can just drag a point on a box to another point on a box, and that makes an arrow.
Oh, incredible!
So, so this is the interesting thing about where we are right now is my character's goal is to protect the citizens with the knowledge and stuff. So on one hand we have this invading force, and on the other hand we're starting to run out of soulfire. So I can see this going two ways. One, I can see Mail either trying to spread information about the oncoming attack, or trying to spread propaganda information to help to try to convince people to use less soulfire.
Wait, first, are we meant to roll the dice for my action yet?
Oh no,
No.
that's at the very
That's
end.
at the end of Trybien.
Got it.
Yeah, so at the very end of a round. So
Wait a minute, I thought we were supposed to cycle turn order, but oh well.
no, I don't think it matters at this point.
We're in too deep.
Yeah, we're in too deep. So I'm thinking maybe my character goes around trying to spread propaganda to get people to use less soulfire. So I think that
So he's just sending out pamphlets.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna burn these for warmth.
True.
So I'm gonna move my name up to the
Thanks
side.
for the kindling.
We're probably in the midst of the storm now, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. We need to make sure that people like are being responsible with the soulfire so they can keep themselves warm throughout the entire season.
Wait, St. Valentine's army is just brave in the cold like champs, right?
Yeah, I mean, Cupid's a fucking Chad, you know.
That's true.
I mean, I think it's fair to assume that they're suffering some effects of the cold.
I mean, that's
But
one of the big advantages is the soulfire.
They burn hot with passion as well, though.
Yeah, that's like
I was gonna say their love for themselves.
That's another thing. Is the soulfire is a very important resource for us to be able to weather the attack in the cold weather. Like, yeah, we have zombies, but like we need to make sure the zombies are staying warm enough. Okay, so a subculture within the community has recently gained political prominence and has begun to actively oppress another group in the city. Who is this new oppressor and who is being oppressed?
Oh shit, the ZRAs are rising in power.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Especially with the attack from the army, like they have like the political backing of Saint Valentine.
Right, like they support the invaders.
Yep.
And also they can get away with all kinds of shit while the city's in chaos, you know.
Exactly. So this is what I've got. The ZRAs, with the backing of the Valentine army, begin attacking zombie slave owners to free their slaves.
Oh, damn. Okay, shit's getting pretty bad.
Yeah.
They aren't fucking with me though. I'm on a horse.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but see, you're distracted right now because of like all the agriculture shit. You know, like this is their best opportunity to enact their change.
Yeah, well, I mean, what else is Peter gonna do, man? He's got a job. He's got a very important job.
Actually, do they start fucking with my flaming horse and my fucking pumpkin head?
Maybe once they're more emboldened. I think you're like a symbol, so that like as a guy on a flaming horse with a pumpkin head, so they probably want to take you out at some point.
Yes.
We have a lot of conflicts here.
As it should be.
Meanwhile, I'm just trying to get dirt on Santa Claus. I'm not helping.
My fields are still on fire. Well, okay, so the snowstorm is coming, so hopefully
Yeah, that helps with fire, but it's not gonna revert the damage that had already happened.
It's not gonna revert the damage, but
it can't get too much worse, surely.
Yep. Now then, we should get on to our action
yes.
phase. So, Mr. Tar,
said I was gonna harvest what I can, and so my plan is to just harvest what I can and like harvest the ashes for fertilizer, harvest the seeds to plant more.
Okay, let's see what happens. And that was a failure.
No.
Okay. So I feel like the obvious way to go is that I think the snowstorm brought winds powerful enough to blow everything away before they could be harvested.
Oh, gosh,
so
we've got some strong winds.
We've got some strong winds blowing the ashes into the city.
Oh no!
Oh.
Snow and ashes right into the city.
Very spooky.
Yes. This is Halloween.
I'm glad someone's thinking about the aesthetic of what's going on. Ash in the air.
Snowstorms, strong winds blow ashes of the crops into the main city.
Spoopy.
Put in that.
Now, how does that interact with all of the other things? I'm not entirely sure.
We'll have to wait and see.
My field master fucking sucks at his job.
Well, I mean, there's a snowstorm, and he kind of set the whole thing ablaze.
It's the furnaces thing that was just a big risk.
It was a big
He
risk.
went for a high risk, high reward maneuver,
kind
and it
of
just
juncture,
didn't
and
work
boy,
out.
howdy is he. Yeah, you're right.
It's the kind of thing where if he was a bit luckier, people would say he was a genius.
That's so true. If he was only like 33% more lucky or whatever.
Just a little.
Now then, Launch, what is your action? What does success look like for you?
Success is that I find some massive scandal on Santa Claus and the public support of that alliance falters.
That could be pretty dangerous, though. That could be very dangerous.
But it's success for me.
Yes.
This is what my goal is.
And it was a failure.
Oh.
So Judy's just the main villain, right?
Yeah.
I hate Christmas. Okay, so Santa Claus is squeaky clean, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he's Santa Claus.
Okay, so Santa Claus is squeaky clean, hasn't done anything naughty, hasn't even had one elf mistress.
Oh, damn.
Judy is at a loss. And
Especially since she's claimed that he's dirty, you know?
yeah, and it's continuing to fall
She-
in popularity.
Yeah, she made these big claims that she's going to find evidence that he's dirty, and she's got nothing. So then, like, people trust her even less. And people begin to trust Santa even more.
The public trusts in Santa. Okay.
Well, the public's trust in the government is starting to slip as well, because Judy's like
I'm undermining
a
it,
main
man.
legislator.
How prominent of a lawmaker is Judy?
I mean, she probably wrote the main the main law of like
The separation of personal zombies, you know.
So she's probably pretty high up in the food chain.
That's true.
Okay. So no, I'm trying to use propaganda to help convince people to stop using the soul flames as much. And that was a failure, and you know what that means.
Well, it's probably my fault for
Yeah, it's definitely your
for
fault.
reducing
Fuck you, Judy.
public trust and
Fuck you, Judy.
Fuck
yes.
you, Judy.
So, government propaganda to reduce soul flame usage backfires. People use more.
shit.
People use more.
Everyone fucking panic!
I think the snowstorm's gotten worse, and we need to burn the pamphlets for warmth.
Yeah.
Surprise! This was a Christmas story all along.
This is gonna literally like Santa's gonna take over.
That's true.
Well, that might be like not
Now
such a bad way for Icarus to fall because it just comes under new, less fucked up management.
Well, that's you're right. Now, Tara, what do you want to change?
Okay, so snowstorm strong. So let's see here. What do we got going on now? Propaganda to use less soulfire backfires, and the citizens begin to use more in protest. Snowstorms winds blow the ashes of the crops into the main city. So I'm wondering if my fields are a loss. So I'm wondering if now St. Valentine's army is trying to, like, the ZRAs and St. Valentine's army is trying to attack me personally.
Yeah, that would make sense. Tear down the symbols of Icarus. Peter Gordon must die.
Beware the pumpkin-headed man. So I want to preserve the city. Ashes being blown into the main city is probably not great.
It's not great.
Yeah,
But like I think
Not
it
great,
was-
but is there anything I can do about that though?
I mean, beyond that, I think if your goal is to preserve the city, I think the invading army is a bigger problem.
That is true. Pumpkins are pretty easy to pierce with arrows.
Yes. And animal bones aren't necessarily the strongest material.
I'm willing to
That
believe
is
that
true.
Peter Gordon like is some kind of warrior.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a scary dude. If he knows how to ride a horse as efficiently as he does, he could probably do horseback combat.
Yes.
Yes. Well, like him, like mourning the loss of his crop, rise into the city along with the ashes to enact his anger on the invading forces.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Hell yes!
Peter Gordon, baby.
Yes! I fully expect to have this like imagery, like for lunch to draw an image of Peter Gordon riding in to the battlefield with snow and ash swirling around him.
Ah! Please succeed. We've got
I feel like this is more intimidation than anything because I probably don't have much for weapons.
You got a flaming horse. That's all that matters.
That is true. I do have a flaming horse.
and
Now then,
possibly a hoe or a pitchfork or rake.
yeah, like
rather.
some sort of farming implement, maybe.
Oh geez. A force of nature strikes the city in a single night of terror. What happens and how does it inhibit one of the city's strengths?
I guess the snowstorm has reached its peak.
Yeah.
Well, what if like the snow? Like, here's what I was thinking. Like, we already have a snowstorm. Like, what if it like turned into like a snow tornado?
A snow tornado?
Whoa.
Winter is coming.
Oh, winter sure is coming. So the reindeer are fine, right?
Oh, I mean the reindeer are fun because they have nice warm coats. But like,
Yeah, of course.
But we already know the strong wind. So this is essentially like the snowstorm like goes on full blizzard. The winds pick up. They're cycloning and
You
stuff.
can't even see through the fucking.
Like,
We have ashes in the city too.
Yeah, we got ashes. So it inhibits one of our strengths. So it's, oh no, it's the zombie post. The zombie post. No.
The zombie
No!
post is
BTFO'd. Literally, the zombie post is literally blown the fuck out.
No.
Okay. So yeah. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, is there any other option? Rip male Zippy in his great project.
There's another character who, with nothing left to lose, will just ride into battle.
Yeah, I have a second flaming horse. What about it?
They're brothers.
Plot twist. Okay, so full force blizzard. Full force blizzard impedes zombie postal serve.
I really enjoy how like the zombie aspect of this is not really being important because there's more than enough issues.
Well,
We're being
It's just
invaded.
an aspect of the society.
Yeah, it's
Well, it's like everything that's happening is around the zombies. Like the zombies are still kind of like the key center. Like like we have like zombie right activists. We have like trading with the zombies. We have this, but like the zombies, like again, I guess thematically are just these soulless husks of work meat. Like they don't have a say. They're just a prop in this grand tragedy.
man. This is some great social commentary we're doing.
Yeah.
I think I can attach both of those to this, actually.
Nice.
What a
There
headline!
we go. Full force blizzard and needs a zombie service. So
I've got to say
let's
that,
see.
like,
So
just looking at this mind map so far, this is so much more engaging of a mind map than the previous round.
I actually liked the previous mind
Yeah.
map better because like everything like
No, I would say like the previous, like I think that worked as like a more serious story. So things like this is just goofy.
This is chaos. This is just complete
Yeah.
madness.
I do want to try to tie I do want to try to tie together as much as I can.
Yeah, no, I definitely like that.
Okay, what?
But like this is just so yeah. What do you want to change, Lunch?
This is tricky because like it feels like it only makes sense to. I feel like my character is like at this point just has a straight up Santa feud, and it's a part of the plot that's a bit disconnected from other parts. But you know what? We're just gonna go for it. I'm gonna attempt to have Santa Claus assassinated.
Oh, okay.
At this point, it's like, man, this guy's fucked my whole career. The whole town's getting ruined anyway. So I'm gonna send.
Well, she's blaming Santa for all this.
Yeah,
You know, like she's blaming Santa for like Valentine coming in and fucking
yeah,
things
because
up.
Santa made us look weak, you know.
Yeah,
So I'm
makes
sending
sense.
a guy that I happen to have contacts in the criminal underworld. And
Of course, which politician doesn't?
exactly, it's
Yes.
par for the course. So I'm gonna send a gangster named Ravioli
You're gonna
Samson.
send a zombie hit. You're gonna send a zombie hitman.
Mm,
I don't know if hitmen can be efficient zombies.
yeah, that's a bad idea.
I don't know if zombies can be efficient hitmen.
No. I'll take. What you said first was canon.
I'm sending.
That's true.
I'm sending in an alive person named Ravioli Samson. Gang leader.
Ravioli Samson, no, not
anybody but
Ravioli
him.
Samson.
Well,
Anybody but
he's the best hitman in town. He's known. It's not a it's a you know it's an alias, obviously.
You're too busy laughing at it, and then he stabs you.
Exactly. That's my thing. So give me a card.
Perfect plan.
So, Lunch. A riot breaks out in response to the escalation of a problem in the city. What are they protesting, and what do they damage during the riot?
Okay. Well.
So we got a riot in a snowstorm while there's a war happening. Well, I mean, there's an attack on the city happening.
Well, we kind of already have that event with the ZRAs, with the back end Valentine Army attacking zombie slave owners.
So, but I'm thinking that, like, since this is a full-on riot, I'm guessing like parties other than the ZRA have started to get involved. Like,
Yeah,
obviously.
just,
Like,
okay.
ZRA,
Well, let's
yeah.
say that we're basically run out of soul flames, and now people are just freaking out, and they're like,
Ooh.
"Hey, government's meant to protect us," and you know.
What if they start like? What if like they start like killing people to try to get more souls for soul flames?
Oh,
Killing people prematurely.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that works. That's a good amount of chaos.
A murderous riot.
Soul fire runs out. People begin killing each other to get more flame
so
fuel.
that's. I feel like we just said the words "soulfire runs out" a bit too casually there. Like we are out. We don't have any more heat except for my horse.
Yes.
Right, so you're gonna be a target as well, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Or is it just like the common folk who don't have?
It's the common folks. It's the common folks.
Common folk
Obviously-
run out of their fucking heat source. I'm fine because again, my work is subsidized.
Yeah. True.
That's why they're coming for you.
All right. Soulfire runs out among the common folk. People begin killing each other to get more flame fuel. Madness in the streets.
Spoopy.
All right. That's a plot
Um,
thread. That's happening.
Well, I think there's only one thing. Like, there's so many things to respond to, but I think my character's thoroughly freaking out about the whole postal service. With the blizzard.
There's too much snow. There's too strong of winds.
Yes.
Wait a minute, but the reindeer aren't affected by it.
Yeah, no, but the zombies are. Here's
If the zombies are riding on the reindeer,
no, but what I'm saying is like zombies. It's like we have to remember they're zombies, so
that's
like,
true. They probably don't have very high proficiency in
well, it's like-
animal riding.
well, the idea, like I'm thinking, is like the zombies are being blown away by the storm, like are actually like.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I think
Yeah.
the reindeer can be trained in mail delivery. They're magical and they fly and shit, right? Like, I think they
Yeah,
can stop
have-
replacing.
They have to traverse the
zombies.
entire world in a single night. They have to deal with some serious ass winds. This is probably nothing.
Yeah, the reindeer are fine. It's the zombies that are fucked.
Right.
Yeah, the zombies are fucked, so you kind of have to repurpose it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that Mail is gonna take it upon himself to write on to start delivering the mail and information himself.
On reindeer back?
Yeah, he's gonna go on
Yes!
reindeer. So Mail's gonna go reindeer back and try to spread the good word to calm everybody down, and she's gonna try to be like
This seems to be a theme with your characters.
well he's trying to protect the citizens, so you know.
That's true.
He's trying-
That also seems to be a theme for your characters.
Yes, I mean that's literally his motive. Yes. So
Wait a minute, wasn't my character last time also trying to protect this, trying to preserve the city?
There was only like 5 motive
Oh,
cards.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So the other one would have been like there were like 2 other ones that we could have had. One of them was like the traitor, and then the other. So yeah, so my character currently he is riding around trying to convince people to cease the fighting and find better options. To maybe like snuggle up with some warm reindeers or something.
That's true. Reindeer are very fluffy.
Um,
This is fact. This is canon.
he's trying to spread the Christmas spirit.
You could make a full-on wiki of this.
Yes, I know. Someone could make a full-on animation of this whole thing. You know, it'd be.
There's a lot of plot
And then,
threads.
You know,
like-
an hours long.
Yeah. It's like Game of Thrones, dude.
Well, they'd have to like cut out all the bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
But like, so the entire show. But,
Yeah, it's just be an intro and a credit sequence.
So now we are in the final hours.
Oh, cool.
Another city has risen up to rival Icarus in the region.
What?
And citizens are leaving to live there instead. What city is it, and what special resources and technology does it have that Icarus doesn't?
It's the North Pole, obviously.
Oh, well, here's something. So the citizens are freaking out about the lack of heat. So another
Oh, that's
city
true. They don't want to flee to somewhere colder.
Yeah.
That,
They want to flee to somewhere sexier.
and I don't think there's anything warmer than a Thanksgiving meal.
Okay, so we are going back to Thanksgiving.
Yes. So I'm gonna toss that. So since I'm gonna toss this up with the soul flame stuff. Because the Thanksgiving town they keep warm by having warm food.
Yeah, and the warmth of family.
That's how they heat up the
bonds.
food. I feel like that's not a very efficient system.
Yes. No, but like they actually have like they have like a cooking apparatus, you know, like they actually
Fair
have
enough.
coal and cooking and whatnot.
Man, the story really needed another faction.
See, I think but the difference with the thing about the Thanksgiving is I feel like Thanksgiving would be the type of town that is that they do like charity work sort of thing. So like they open their borders to like the cold, hungry citizens of Icarus, so that they could come in and have meals and be warm and stuff, you know? Like, they do things that would elicit thanks to them.
Yes. What a wonderful place.
So now we have, like, a bunch of, like, all the citizens, like, starting to leave. The citizens that aren't, like, necessarily fighting for, the zombie rights. They're just, like, leaving to go to...
it's just too cold.
Necromancers in Thanksgiving Town.
Yeah, that's the sequel to some Halloween movie.
Something like that.
Yep. Okay, let's do our die rolls.
Hell yeah. So, I'm wading into combat on horseback. I don't know which farming implement I'm wielding as a weapon, but I sure am trying to take out a whole bunch of archers, and this is not a good matchup for me.
But somehow you succeed.
Yeah! Do I really?
Yeah, you succeeded the roll.
Nice. Okay, so I guess I intimidated the mere sight of the pumpkin-headed man wielding a flaming pitchfork on a flaming horse was enough to intimidate St. Valentine's army into retreating back into their borders.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Success. That's gonna lessen the power of the zombie rights activists as well.
That is true.
All right, things are looking up. I think we might defy the rules of Icarus. The only problem is that we have no food or building infrastructure, and we're freezing to death, and there's no more fire.
We're currently relying on the goodwill of a charity nation.
Damn.
Okay.
And you know what happens when there's refugees? They tend to just stay there, and if like the place that they lived before didn't get their shit together.
Yeah. There's hope. I believe in Icarus.
Yeah.
As long as I can fucking kill Santa, it's gonna be okay.
Okay, well let's figure out. Well, do you kill Santa?
Ravioli Samson kill Santa? Judy has no connection or relation to this.
Hey, Lunch.
Yeah.
Hey, Lunch. You succeeded.
Yeah!
Oh, this is actually terrible for the city.
No shit, like 2 back-to-back die rolls. I'm like, I tell you, like the game only wants to give you the die roll wins when it's the funniest success.
Well, I've now written that sentence. That was great.
Well, I guess since my goal is to protect the citizens, I don't really care much about Icarus. So I think right now Mail is spreading the word about Thanksgiving and like Thanksgiving Town and like trying to help transport people to get to Thanksgiving Town so they have food and shelter. I think that's the common sense thing that Mail would be doing since he cares more about the citizens than the city itself.
All right.
So let's watch this one actually fail miserably. And that failed miserably.
Well, it had to be somebody.
So it sounds like let's go let's see here. So Mail tries to convince people to go to Thanksgiving Town?
Yeah, okay.
Because obviously that's what it is. Because obviously he wanted to spread the good word, because that's what he does.
We can start a new postal service. Don't worry.
They don't listen. Or even worse, what if if town for actually even for shelter. But Thanksgiving Town wouldn't accept their zombie slaves as they are.
Right.
So it causes the So yes, the people do go to Thanksgiving Town. However, they start causing problems there. And
that works.
It's been a culture shock between Thanksgiving and necromancing slave society.
Cool beans. So now, Tar. What? Actually, no. First, I'm gonna put this on the tower real fast.
Oh, what's up?
1 second. Okay, so we are currently 6 up the tower. We got a tower of 6 die.
Okay.
So now, Tar. What is your next step? What is?
All right. So I just drove back the invading forces of Saint Valentine.
Yes.
My ultimate goal is to preserve the city. There's a full force blizzard in the city right now.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what to do about that. Especially since our soul fire just ran out. So, what is a pumpkin-headed man to do?
Well, okay, here's a question. How is your horse consistently on fire?
I thought we said it was because he has backup reserves of Soulfire. Because all of his work is subsidized. Oh, it's only the common folk that have run out of Soulfire.
Right, okay. If only he had actually gotten some kills in that battle.
That's true.
But he just scared them off.
I did just scare them off.
Well, you could always kill some citizens.
I could always give chase.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah.
I could give chase and try to harvest some souls from the Saint Valentine.
That might honestly.
But I don't think that'll go over very well.
I mean, at this point, people are just trying to live.
I mean,
that is true.
I mean, Saint Valentine attacks first. Like on prompted.
Saint Valentine did attack first. This was killing in self-defense.
Yeah. So go chase him down. Look, you managed to scare them off. You succeeded once. I'm sure you can succeed twice.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So an underground group within the city starts recruiting angry citizens for a private militia. What is their cause and who is their leader? Well, we did just have the assassination of Santa Claus.
We did just have the assassination of Santa Claus.
And he was very popular.
So, what if the elves revolt?
Oh, damn.
Oh, fuck.
We already have a strong elf force in the city.
Yes.
All right, elves storm the government buildings.
Elves are storming the government buildings. Who's leading them?
Rudolph.
That's a really good question. Sure, let's do that.
Yeah.
He's defected. He's not part of the postal service anymore after Santa died. He's like, Santa's the one who gave me fucking purpose.
You sons of bitches.
You will all be zombies when we are done with you.
I feel like I'm gonna just go ahead and fix this text box. Or fix that arrow. So, let's expand this.
I heard some kind of reaction from Try and then silence. Did his cable come out again?
I don't think so. I'm still recording.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. I'm just trying to process all this madness.
There's a lot to unpack here.
I still can't believe you assassinated Santa Claus. What the fuck, man?
Well, he was threatening to tear our society apart, and also my ego didn't like it.
Rudolph defects from the Postal Service to lead an army of elves into the cap. Wait a minute, the Capitol building is just made of pumpkins.
Yes, exactly. It's not going to be very
To start smashing the Capitol building.
They want whoever's responsible for Santa's death.
Building. Smashing the Capitol building as revenge for Santa's assassination.
Poor Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, well, poor the world, man. Poor children all over the world.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I wanted. I'm gonna connect these two. Yeah, look at all this tying together we're doing.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, baby.
We're down to 3 plot threads.
Nice.
Things are really tying together. Lunch. What do you do about this?
I mean, things have gone beyond like politics. At this point, I just need to try and survive. I mean, I'm in that Capitol building. All right, what is it?
Hear me out. Santa's dead.
Yeah.
And we're a necromancer society.
Oh,
yo!
Shit. We're gonna revive him as a puppet.
Except Santa's just one dude. We're only gonna get like one bout of soulfire from him.
That's
yeah,
not
but
my
we're
point.
going to like he's like a shock troop. So like once they breach like into the
does he have any other does he have any capabilities as a person that would make him a valuable zombie other than the fact that we have Santa as a zombie?
Do you think they'd be able to fight back against the Santa zombie? This is psychological warfare.
Exactly. Yeah, the idea is that like once they break into the facility where we do all the necromancing to try and finish us off, they'll be faced with their Father Christmas himself, and that will be the moment we need to strike and take out their leaders. But we won't zombify
Okay,
them.
so we're gonna have to make another branch off of Ravioli Samson, but I like this.
Okay.
This is
New box.
And we do get another bout of soulfire from him, so that's cool.
that too.
But not just any soulfire. He's been alive for a long time, and he's like a very jolly guy. So he's probably had some very potent soulfire.
Man, he's our lost hope.
That is true. Santa has lived for a long time,
Yeah,
he's still as spry as he was hundreds of years ago.
yes,
His soul is probably made of something else, obvious.
Probably very potent. Now, Lunch, a prominent invention, tool, or technology suddenly becomes dangerous to the citizens using it. What is it, and why is it a danger?
Santa's soul is too powerful.
Well, we haven't ruled on the Santa zombie thing yet.
Oh, that's an action,
That's
right?
true.
So, okay,
Yeah,
I shouldn't make a box for that yet.
Yeah, that's we haven't ruled on that. We are currently out of. We are either. I mean, we're not fully out of Soul Flame because people are going out of their way to like make Soul Flame.
That's true.
But
Madness in the Streets is making some pretty good soul fire.
Okay, so what's this about the technology or whatever?
So a prominent invention, tool, or technology suddenly becomes dangerous to the citizens using it.
Okay, well the only thing I can think of would be necromancy, or the creation of soulfire.
Actually, here's something. If people are killing people for soulfire, so they're killing people and doing necromancy stuff. But if they don't know the soulfire spell, doesn't that just mean you have zombies with souls?
that's a big variable.
I-
Fucking hell, we're really tied up.
Damn it, we were just starting to tie everything
Yeah,
together.
okay. We have to. We can't introduce giant new plot threads. We have to.
I was just thinking like the zombies start turning on them. That's all I was thinking.
I thought we
Well,
established
except I
that like
thought-
if a zombie has a soul,
I
it's
would-
not really a zombie.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
thought that was kind of what separated the zombies
that's
from
true.
the
That's
regular
true.
people.
That's true.
Fuck.
I mean, though, then again, like if people are controlling the zombies as their like servants, they could just use them as weapons against each other. Like,
Oh yeah, zombie slaves would sure help out during a riot, wouldn't they?
yeah, like an undead force that can do endless violence without like any concern for their own well-being.
Gee, I'm getting stumped here to try and take that prompt in a way that doesn't introduce something too new.
Let's take a look at the prompts that are like the things that are already there. So
Maybe the necromancy is like doing it takes something out of you, like it's quite exhausting and bad for your health to do the maneuver because it's cursed and shit. And so people are just becoming even more susceptible to the elements.
I feel like that would have taken its toll on the city a long time ago
Yeah.
if that were the
Yeah,
case.
okay.
yeah, well, let's see. So we have these. We still have these zombie riot activists. We still have like these riots going on out like in the city.
I wonder if Peter's feint towards the army kind of dealt a blow to the ZRAs as well.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, they would definitely do that. Actually, here's the other side of things too. We also have like all this stuff in Thanksgiving Land where you have zombie owners coming in and like there's tensions and
Right,
stuff
so
there.
that could be a technology working against people's own technology working against them, because it means that maybe people from refugees are being kicked out of Thanksgiving Town, basically.
I was even thinking like maybe they could be trying to exert their will at, like through this, like, so if they're using the zombies to be like their zombie slaves to be like force their way in and whatever to Thanksgiving Town.
So how's that the technology turning against them or becoming dangerous?
Well, because the zombie, if the necromancy is their technology, that means the zombies is the byproduct.
Yes.
Therefore, the easy idea here is that the zombies become dangerous. So,
Okay.
like in that way, perhaps people are using the zombies for violent means.
Right. And maybe they're becoming more unpredictable.
Or maybe it's just the Thanksgiving townspeople interpreting it as violent means.
Well, the prompt says it's becoming dangerous to the citizens using it. So
Okay, I'm gonna say that using the zombies as like violently is kind of making them harder to keep in line and to control because they're going into just kind of blood rage.
ooh, yeah, that makes sense.
Then, all right, yeah, that works.
Yeah, because zombies don't have the ability to ration or reason. So if you tell them to go to attack people,
Thanks, we're gonna ship this over yonder.
it's just gonna be a bit mindless. Let's see. And I guess that's going to lead Male to want to try to rescue people from the zombie attacks.
Okay, so I guess that's here.
Yeah, I definitely think Real's going to be coming in on horseback, trying to save as many people he can from the attacking zombies.
I'm exhausted, man. I know how George R. R. Martin feels.
Yeah, and we're like 3 people.
Yeah. My God.
Then again, it's 3 times.
All
the insanity.
3 of us are all doing just like completely different things.
Well, that's kind of like how it ends up having to be. Ooh, in a desperate attempt to obtain the dwindling resources, the people of Icarus need a nearby civilization has been raided. They declare war in response and send an army marching towards Icarus. Fuck, we were.
Oh my God.
Like we took the goodwill of Thanksgiving Town and we were like, shit, like So we're gonna that's gonna start wrapping things back in.
Yeah, they've rebranded from Thanksgiving to revenge taking.
The zombie violence in Thanksgiving Town has.
I feel like Icarus fell like 3 times.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wasn't Trybien? So what was Trybien's action this turn?
No, my action is I'm trying to save people from the zombie attacks.
Okay.
Because the zombies are gonna, I'm get the trying to evacuate people.
Okay. All right. Okay, and that was the card you just dropped. All right, I'm caught.
Oh, no. The card I just drew is in a desperate attempt to obtain the dwindling resources. Yes. So
does someone else want our Soulfire?
There's not much more Soulfire. Well, no. So our people raided another civilization.
Oh, okay. Peter's kind of ride in kind of inspired people to go raid St. Valentine.
True.
Well, what I was saying is we already have this plot line of Thanksgiving opened their doors for us. There were tensions and there's zombie violence going on. So then they're trying to kick us out. So we already have prime situation for the necromancers to want to try to raid that place to get their resources because they had just offered it and rescinded that offer.
Okay.
Does it make sense? Because I feel like
I just want my dude to be relevant.
Well, no, I think we can wrap the Valentine stuff back in now that because here's the thing remember about the Valentine stuff. The Valentine stuff, they were just scared away, but they could easily just come right back now that they see that they have the backing of Thanksgiving Town. Because Santa's been killed. They don't really have much backing of Santa.
There are many sides against Halloween Town here.
I'll just think I'll leave it at that. Because that's kind of self-explanatory. That's not what I wanted.
Man, you fucked up when Thanksgiving Town wants to fucking kill you.
I know. This is how they give their thanks.
Yeah. To Odin.
Yep. So then now we got to do our rolls. So let's see.
So I was going to give chase after the St. Valentine's army to try to see if I could capture some more Soulfire.
Yep. And that was a fail.
So what if I end up chasing them too far and end up across the border?
I mean, that's possible because then you wouldn't be there. The other thing too is that now that they see that the Thanksgiving Town's declared war, Valentine's regroups and sends more troops. So they meet you, you chase them to the border, and then there are more troops there waiting for you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that'd be pretty spooky. Now that we have 2 nations ready to declare war. One's declared war on us, the other one's ready to send their troops in. That's pretty spooky.
We're gonna die.
Yep. Well, We're either gonna die this turn or next turn, depending on how the die rolls go. Oh, 1 sec. Because we're 7 up. And it could survive 9, but that's no guarantee. Okay, so let's see. Lunch is trying to go ahead and make himself Zombie Santa to scare away. Well, they'll do some psychological warfare against Rudolph and crew.
Well, I guess all three of us are just trying to fight our fights against rival nations.
Yeah. Like pretty much like I'm trying to.
It's just that everything you're doing is a lot more robust than what my character is doing.
Well, but you're dealing with a lot of internal. You're not internal. So Lunch is dealing with internal struggles. You're dealing with a country that just attacked us, and I'm doing a country that's ready to it. That like who's trying to help us, but then we turn against them.
I'm also the
tensions.
cause of the strife with the Santa faction.
I mean, really, like Tar, like you're the single line of defense against the Valentine army now.
Look, we're fighting a war on 3 fronts, and we're already gonna die.
I do have my own. I do have my own zombies that I have, but they're not probably going to be super great at fighting, despite the fact that their soul furnaces set my entire field on fire.
Yeah, so you can set the whole Valentine's army on fire.
That's true.
All right, what do we got?
Except aren't they mostly archers?
Yes, so you're fucked.
Yes.
So Lunch wanted to make Zombie Santa.
Yep.
For psychological warfare. That failed.
Oh no.
So either Zombie Santa wasn't made, or he was made, and that only made the situation worse.
Okay. Zombie Santa is such an extraordinary being that he kept his soul even as an undead.
Well, they couldn't fully extract his soul because it was so jolly.
No, it's like it's just the power of his will. Like he doesn't
sense.
truly die.
That makes sense.
If you revive him, it's like, yeah, I'm not a zombie. I'm just Santa, but rotting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I guess that you just can't you can't defeat Santa is what I'm learning.
Well, now he's undead Santa, so he's doubly unbeatable.
I'm gonna shift that down a little bit so you have room to make your box.
Anyways, I am currently trying to rescue the citizens from the zombie attacks.
You were gonna put it down here, wouldn't you?
I'm trying to evacuate people from the zombie attacks. Also, probably trying to evacuate them.
Because I thought I was gonna branch off of Hitman Ravioli.
Oh yeah.
Also,
that would make more sense. Well, but they're both about Santa's assassination. They're both the same plot line.
Yeah, so they're both important. Yeah. So I'm trying to evacuate people from the war zone / the zombie attacks. And that failed. I'm guessing that I don't rescue anybody. My reindeer steed gets injured or killed.
No, not Steve. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
So I guess all of us just lose our battles.
Yeah, all of us just lose our battles.
Peter dies due to archery fire. Zombie Santa fucking mauls Judy.
Well, I mean, what can we do if we're all dead? I think we might have just ended the game.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I thought I heard the tower collapse.
The tower failed.
Oh, okay,
Fell.
okay. Well, fuck.
Yeah.
That was even more depressing of an end than the last one. There was at least some hope that that the people had another like people had a chance to move on. This is just fucked.
Yeah, that's right. There was hope for the lost people, where we've just been destroyed by like 3 different armies, and then they'll probably fight like vultures over the leftovers.
I mean, there are a lot of pumpkins there.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of a downgrade from North Pole, where like all the houses are like gingerbread. It's like, oh, we got houses made out of pumpkin, and also dog bones. It's like,
Well, it was mostly pumpkins. The bones were just there to help keep the structure of the building.
yeah. Let's be rational about this.
Once the walls start rotting,
Yeah.
you still need your foundation. You still need your beams.
Yeah, but that's how the cookie crumbles.
That sure is.
Merry Christmas, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, actually, no. Happy Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving's coming in and just wiping us out, and then Zombie Christmas, I guess.
This is the worst Halloween
Everybody-
episode ever. It was nothing.
Why did we do a Halloween themed Icarus?
Because I was.
We should have had one of the opposing games. We should have had one of the opposing.
Right, so Halloween could come in
cities
and
be
win.
Halloween theme.
No, but
So
there's.
Halloween could win.
But I don't know.
But they're,
Being destroyed is still spooky.
That is
Halloween
true.
won in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, we all learned a hard lesson that you can't just put all of your focus on Halloween. You got to have some love for all the other holidays too.
I reiterate, Halloween is the sole bastion keeping Christmas from spreading to the rest of the world. So, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, true.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Anyways, isn't there some closing things that we're supposed to
Oh
do?
yes, let me find that. Let me find the that in the roll sheet so I can read that appropriately. So so why exactly did the Icarus fall?
Because we invited the elves.
I mean, yes, exactly. Because we were non-committal with our relationships with other countries.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Like if we had just, it would have been a risk for the elves to with their culture differences, to be friends with us. But like, definitely inciting a war by like, discrediting and killing their leader was probably worse than if we had just been friends with them.
I mean, and as it is with the Thanksgiving, it's like we were so reliant on our zombies and whatnot, and our citizens weren't open to the idea of just adapting to their culture.
Yeah, I think we
Despite
loved
that-
the zombies too much.
Yeah, that was we were too reliant on mindless slave labor.
Yeah, I honestly think that the pumpkin buildings, they didn't really affect the story, but they should have. That's really dumb.
Rip. Well, I mean, it made the Capitol building easy to smash.
That's
I
true.
tried to bring those
Yeah.
back in.
Yeah, you know,
Well,
you
also,
did,
like-
you did,
like-
you brought
Well,
some
also you
threads
have to
together.
remember, like it wasn't really talked about, but that's why we needed like things like the soul flames and stuff to stay warm in the,
Right, because our buildings
cold winter.
suck.
Because, and let's be real, one of the big problems was the heavy snow windstorms probably knocked over the buildings.
True.
Like people didn't have shelter from the wind.
That is true.
I think any society that relies on its people dying is like kind of just a dangerous idea.
Yeah. very philosophical words. I don't know what to say about that. My brain is completely fried after.
This was a lot.
Yeah, this was like 2 hours of.
I think it's the problem. Icarus fell to plot bloat. Is what I will say.
That's 100%
Yeah,
true.
oh yeah, definitely.
There was too much going
oh
on.
yeah,
All 3 of us literally were fighting our own separate battles.
I mean, the previous Icarus.
Some more literally than others.
I mean, Steampunk Icarus was a bit more consistent
Well, like
was a
improv
bit
is
more-
We had some very lucky card draws with Steampunk Icarus.
That is
yeah.
true.
I think in this case the cards kept introducing new ideas, or they
Yeah,
were hard to
and different
interpret as it was always a new faction. I think like improv is supposed to be yes and this was just and.
Yeah.
But-
But I was trying to tie everything together.
No, it was a valiant effort to bring
I mean, that's just-
continuity
I
into
mean, that's-
this.
I mean, let me pull up the previous games.
Our mind map
map
looks
just to
like a madman's ravings.
I mean,
This is
I've
what you
got-
expect
I
to see
have
on
to
like
say-
on like a someone who's been in solitary confinement for 10 years. Like this is just
think-
dented into the walls.
This is a conspiracy board.
I have to say
company conspiracy.
it does make a lot of sense for the Halloween one to be the most bizarre, goofy conspiracy like one.
I'm glad that the flaming horse was relevant.
No,
at
that
least.
was
Yeah.
awesome.
My pumpkin head was not, but my flaming horse
All
was.
these arrows need to be arrows pointing off of every box, and just the one box on the right that just says Pepe Sylvia.
And this has been Bros in a Landfill.
Signing off.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, clearly that's how Peter died. He got like his pumpkin head got smashed in.
That's true, but he just needs a new one, and he'll be right as rain.
Exactly.
You cannot kill Peter Gordon.
Peter Gordon
always comes back with a different kind of vegetable on his head.
This has been Bros in a Landfill.
Signing off.
I mean, Booze in a Landfill. Bye.
Oh, that's true.
Fuck!
God damn it. Shit.